get started in 3, 2, 1. So, if you don't know the story of Ghostbusters 2, there's an evil painting that wants to take over the world in New York and blah, 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 whatever. What I can tell you is that this is a side-scroller that doesn't abide by any of the rules of side-scrollers. Right now, you'll have to believe me, but I am pushing A to shoot. And when I jump, I will be pushing B, and as a regular Mega Man player, that feels almost sacrilegious. So, just throwing that out there. But we're starting off with Raymond Stans. You'll get to see all 4 of the Ghostbusters in this game. And that is stage 1. Now we get to drive Ecto 1. We're going in the right direction now, at least, though the buttons are still reversed. And, this is the part in the movie where they're driving around with the ghosts. That ghost just would not go down, so that's a great start so far. But that's alright. Had worse.
The bloodiest car I've ever seen.
Yeah, it just gets covered in blood slime, which now I can shoot. And the reason why I actually bother to pick up that power-up is that the car sections only let you fire one slime blast at a time, right? If the green just doesn't move very fast, so you can not shoot as many in a row, or as quickly. And sometimes when you're moving fast through these stages, it really helps to be able to fire faster. So the purple slime travels faster, so you can definitely fire a little more. So now we get Winston Zeddemore in the scene in the courthouse, which I always think is amusing, because I apparently jumped into a clock, and there goes a Kool-Aid cup, but Winston was in this scene in the movie for all of, 5 seconds. So that's good.
So what you're saying is a movie game made in the 80s, based on an 80s movie, may have taken some liberties with the source material.
You can absolutely say that. Actually, right here is something interesting. That's our first big Slimer. You can't hit them with the slime blower. They won't have it. So you have to use the trap. Which I should also mention, the trap is deployed by pressing start. So just to, follow that to its logical conclusion, there is no pause in this game. So let's say that, let's say I didn't get slimed there, and I wanted to pause for a second. I couldn't. You're stuck. Now, alright, good. So, there's this sequence with the car. My goodness, I am having a heck of a time with the Ecto section. Sometimes you can make those jumps perfectly, and the game will just say, no, you didn't, and you'll just fall into a pit. So that's something to keep in mind. Now, alright, so we're a little low on health, unfortunately, but I don't think it's the end of the world. Now we get Egon Spengler. So now we're going through the section in the subway tunnels. So this is a neat section. Trying not to get my bell rung or get nailed or whatever pun you want to use here. Was able to avoid those, luckily. There's a floating head and a piece of wood, both equally terrifying, I'm sure, to everybody. Everything here kind of operates on a timer based on when you walk onto the screen for the most part. So you can really set it up if your movement is right. You can just run under a lot of these things. Unfortunately, because I've taken some damage here, I'm gonna play this a little safer than I'd like to. But so now we get this section, which this is probably most of the game, at least from a speedrun perspective. You just kind of stand here and shoot ghosts with the Statue of Liberty. And I can move her arm now, which is pretty cool, right? You can't move her arm to start.
It's the strangest version of Galaga I've ever seen. It
is very clear this is just something that they're like, oh, let's do something with the Statue of Liberty and Higher and Higher, because that's a great song, and this is a highlight of the movie. I can say that these ghosts, the Statue of Liberty is kind of neat, because if you get hit by the stuff that the ghosts, like, throw, it doesn't necessarily hurt the Statue of Liberty. You know, she's tough, she's a harbor chick. But, they can sometimes just spawn on top of you, and that will just hurt you. So that's fun. Which is super fair. But, you know, it is what it is. So that's a very exciting stage right there. So now we go through the second wave of these guys. Try to pick that up. So that ghost that flies across there, it gives you invulnerability, which makes life a little easier for sure. So we're going to take advantage of that and try to burn through this second wave here, which is pretty terrible. This wave is not fun. There we go. Cool. So now we get back to these guys, and, you know, not much happens in this screen for sure. I somehow got an invulnerability. I don't know what happened. That is something that happens occasionally. And now I get this bonus round. Now, normally, what I would be trying to do is to take damage during any of these sections of stage that end with a bonus stage. If you take damage, you don't have to do the bonus stage. So in a proper speed run, I would be skipping those, but because I took so much damage earlier in the Ecto 1 stages, I'm gonna utilize those and pick up some extra lives and some health, because I'm gonna need them. All right, who's excited for more of this? And hopefully, nope, of course. Trying to get out of this section here. These clouds are just the worst. They're slow, and they are relatively hard to dodge. But you see that I have this like tablet that the Statue of Liberty carries. Oh boy. I'm gonna move out of there. I don't have the ability to move my arm right now, so I really can't take these guys out super easy, unfortunately. Alright, there we go. This obviously goes quicker if you can shoot the ghosts, but they're not quite playing nice, so I'm gonna kind of just survive. But, so this is, you know, it would have been one thing to make the Statue of Liberty stage, you know, in the harbor or in here, or do one wave in each, but no, you go through 2 waves of ghosts in both locations. Alright, so I picked up the torch and now I can move my arm again, so thank goodness for that, because the Statue of Liberty only being able to shoot up is not the best thing in the world. Okay, so now they're invisible, so we're hoping that we hit 3. We didn't. That's the second time that's happened now. If you drop your tablet bomb, I guess is kind of what I call it. If you drop that and you take out 3 enemies at any given time, that was interesting. Just randomly took the okay. This has happened before. And then I had to use the book to survive that. So that's actually a really weird glitch that doesn't often happen. Is that the game will sometimes just decide that you're going to take damage, and there's nothing you can do about it. So that was what happened there. Luckily, I had the tablet that I could throw to fix that, because otherwise I would just be forced to die and restart the stage. So, hey, good luck there. And now I just took some damage, so we're just going to do this and get rid of those guys, because they aren't being friendly. Now, you see the little Ghostbusters 2 logos. I'm trying to hit as many of those as I can, because for every 20 of those that you pick up... Oh, come on! I thought I hit that. You get an extra life, and you kind of need them coming up here. Alright, maybe I can... There we go. At least I can get the invincibility. and make it through these invisible ghosts. Yeah. So, yeah, it's super exciting. I'm sure everybody is just... Your mind is being blown right now by the just unbelievable game that was developed here for a 1980s tie-in movie. But, alright, let's see if I can pick that up. Alright, so at least I have this. Okay, cool. Now, we get this stage. So you see that little spider there? I'm gonna take a second to talk about him. He just follows you. You have to move to the left. Like, you can't just wait. If you try to play slow, that thing will come and get you. So, you know, that's kind of an interesting little feature of the game for sure, that they, the developers are like, oh no, you have to play fast. Or at least not super slow. So let's just catch that. And so traps can be used to catch corporeal entities. That's one of my favorite things about this game, because that's canon. And this stage, I jokingly call it the Great Stage, gray, emphasis on gray, because everything is gray. I am gray, the background is gray, the stuff that flies around is gray. I mean, everything is gray and drab. And wonderful. So that's the first of the 4 stages. I have to bring all 4 Ghostbusters one at a time to Vigo's room. We're just going to throw that down because I don't want to deal with him. Alright, so we've got these guys. These windows to go under those things are a lot wider than you'd think, but they are definitely scary and they take a little bit of practice to get. I'd like to have gotten more of those logos, but that's alright. One nice.
Good time to do.
Oh, absolutely.
Good time to do a quick plug.
Sure.
Alrighty. So, kind of getting into a bit of the late night section of the marathon, but we still have some stuff coming up. A couple runs from now, a few runs from now. Scouts Gamers Second Adventure. There's an incentive for that if you donate. That's at 0 out of $50 for all diamonds. So, you know, get those donations in. This marathon is being put on to support getting 3 runners to AGDQ. So that race is going to be pretty high.
Alright, so one thing I haven't mentioned about the ghosts is that you see, like, the Slimers will drop slime. That won't hurt you, but it will keep you from moving. And when you have all of this stuff in the stage that basically exists only to whack you and knock you over, that's pretty bad. So we kind of hope that I don't get caught in any of that. It's some of these sequences with a bunch of Slimers floating around. Those guys, what they're dropping, actually, if it does hit me, it will stun me and it will take one of my lives. So, it's, you know, the slime doesn't hurt me directly, but whatever the... Oh boy, there we go. Just as I was talking about it, right? That's how it always goes. So we're gonna take this section a little bit cautious there so we can get Spengler out. And time will end when I bring Venkman to that little corridor over there again. That's the end of the game. So we're just gonna walk through here. Alright, so we got an extra life. Should have plenty to make it through the stage now. We're gonna finish this up. I'm gonna take this thing out, but this is an intentional deboost that I take because it's actually faster to do that and take that hit and catch that Slimer and deal with those guys than it is to do anything else. Otherwise, it's just really slow. So we catch those guys just because you can dodge them pretty easily, but I'm trying to make sure that I don't get caught here. It looks like I should be finishing up in just a second. So we're just going to jump through here. Try to make it through. We didn't. And this is time right now. Alright. So, Ghostbusters 2. Super exciting.